Hello, welcome. So I'm doing a series of videos where I introduce each of the characters in my project Spectrum and show speed paints of me drawing their base sprites. Spectrum is a visual novel styled YouTube series I'm working on that depicts the lives of 10 main characters. The original base concept for Spectrum was looking at characters with specific color themes and seeing what they got in common, like what trends do I see. And using those similarities, I tried to create a character that reflected them while also still being unique and interesting. While the characters all have their own lives, they all interact with one another, and the story is about the chaotic things they get up to. This video is going to be all about Red, the first one in the lineup. So something that a lot of the Red anime characters had in common was being loud as all hell. Some were cutesy Genki, some were annoying. Red or orange protagonist is a very common trope, and I had plenty to look at. Now, the first thing I thought when making a red-themed character was, okay, Red in a multi-species world, you gotta be a demon. So he is. He's got demonic markings on his skin, he's got fangs, pointed ears, he's got a tail, but no horns, and you'll see what I do with that soon enough. I noticed a lot of Red characters had very simple hairstyles, so I tried to step away from that and do something a bit different. It's still typical anime shiny hair, but I fucked around with it a bit. Everyone in the lineup has unique hair textures, so this is actually the only one rendered in my usual style the way it is. I also noticed a lot of Red bitches are twinks, so I decided to give him a bit of muscle. He's definitely the most revealing character in the lineup, but that's on purpose. Something I did was I gave him a sort of jersey-like design on his top. It's 3 zeros to reference the hex code for Red, which is 4 zeros. But I only did 3, so there'd be 1 for each letter of his name. He's a pretty physically active guy, but if you ask what sports he plays, he wouldn't have any answers. He just wears cleats all the time because he's always outside. So what's he like as a person? Oh boy. So he's definitely got the obnoxious traits. He's a pretty fun guy. He likes to have a good time, that's all he's looking for. He loves social gatherings and parties, he spends a lot of time at the beach walking around vibing, and he's always getting into people's business for fun. He's notorious for being a pretty flirtatious guy and will throw in a dirty joke whenever he gets the chance. But you gotta be careful, because he may or may not commit to the bit and not be joking anymore. He's constantly teasing the other characters just because he thinks it's entertaining. He's annoying as hell, but he's enjoying himself. He spends a lot of time taking walks and people watching. He loves seeing people interact and be active. He's always wandering around trying to get himself lost on purpose, so he'll discover new things and new people, but he does it so much that he pretty much knows his way around no matter where he is. He frequently goes to the beach to walk the shore and collect shells. He's got a couple shelves in his room for displaying his collection. He loves the heat, he loves fire, he loves spicy foods, he's just hot like that. When he's not off walking the streets, he's usually bothering the other characters. Most of them tolerate him at best. He's friends with Orange and Yellow, and he spends the most time with them. He helps Orange out with parties he DJs at, and he goes to the mall with Yellow all the time. They think he's a fun guy to be around and don't mind his nonsense. They're a tight trio. Red is very open about Blue being his favorite person out of everybody, but he hardly gets any attention in response. Blue finds Red to be invasive and extra, because he is. And he tends to brush off most of Red's attempts to get closer to him. But Red is no quitter and regularly tries to tie Blue into conversation and keep him relevant no matter how much Blue tries to go unnoticed. Red helps Green with work just like everybody else does, but his relationship with Green is pretty rough, to say the least. Because of Green's overly formal and appropriate nature, he can't fucking stand Red, and dreads having him around. Red thinks Green is a tight ass and needs to loosen up, and constantly says wild shit just to get him all worked up, because he thinks it's funny. Pretty much everything he does is for entertainment. He is annoying. Overall, his playfulness seems pretty harmless, and it doesn't cause any intense conflicts, but he can get mischievous and sneaky when it counts. One of his favorite things is secrets. He loves knowing things he ain't supposed to know. He will go to great lengths for a good secret, and will hold on to it forever if he has to. He takes the secrets he learns very seriously and will surprisingly keep his mouth shut for once for the sake of keeping his word, but the effort he makes to be nosy is crazy sometimes. As for his background, nobody really knows much about him. He's from the demon world, a realm totally separate from the planet everyone else lives on. He was born and raised there, but he spends most of his time with everybody else in their world. His quote-unquote house is a realm only he can get to. It's totally isolated and can only be reached through teleportation. He doesn't let people into his realm often, if at all. Despite his shameless nature, he keeps his personal life to himself. Until the conversation comes to the topic of relationships, then he's very open to talk about experiences, a little more than he should be. He will give you details you ain't asked for. Everything to get inappropriate and get a reaction out of people. Lastly is his character theme, which you're listening to now. Just like everybody else's, his is fairly simple. I wanted it to reflect his personality, so it starts off a bit intimidating and threatening, but then it turns into something more playful and less evil sounding. It shows that even though he tends to be a troublemaker, he's got good intentions most of the time, and he's not as terrible as he might seem at first. He's not great with first impressions, meaning he goes out of his way to look sly and obnoxious on purpose. But overall, he'll just tell you he's having fun. So yeah, he's a pretty funky guy. A little fucked up, but you know, it's fine. Here's the full default sprite, and I'll show some of the other ones too. In total, he has 35 sprites, which isn't too many, but it's definitely more than some of the others. Hope you liked hearing about him, and hopefully I'll see you in the next character introduction. As expected, next on the list is Orange. We go in order. So thanks for making it to the end. Take care, stay safe.